Why is Aduro hitting 52-week high? Since I published my first video on Aduro, I think the stock in Canadian dollars was about 70 cents. As I'm recording this, it's 52-week high, it's about 110. So why is it like this? Well, that's what makes investing hard, because you see, you have the underlying fundamentals of a company. You know, they can be improving or not improving or being the same. And then you have the mood of the market. See, when I introduced Aduro on this YouTube channel, the market was already retarded, okay? Very depressed, didn't want to touch anything, you know, negative about everything, right? And today, the market is pretty much just as retarded, just as negative. So the market's feeling is constant, okay? And yet, the company has progressed quite a bit, right? Because they finished the R2, the pilot. Very soon they're going to finish the research and development lab, where they will put the R2 in there and, you know, have tours and things like that. Also, since that time, they signed Shell, right, for the game changer. So fundamentally, the company progressed while the market's mood stayed the same. So it's not surprising to me that the stock price is up because of it. Now, however, if I introduced Aduro during the time where market was buying crypto and everything and was happy-go-lucky all the time, probably the stock would be down, even though the performance of the company would have been the same, right? Because of the changes in moods. And so on Aduro, the mood is the same. Fundamentally, it went up. I'm not surprised the stock is up, right? And you don't see that on other names like Voxter. Even though Voxter made huge improvements over the last year or so, the stock is down because when I introduced Voxter, you know, the market was happy, and then it went from happy to being retarded. The same thing with, even though on Oracle, I talked about Oracle years ago, but like recently, right? The market was happy, was super happy to bid it up to over $3, even though there was no progress on drilling. They didn't even start drilling. They didn't even have a permit, or maybe they did have a permit, but they didn't even have one drill hole. And since then, they pretty much expanded the north. Now we got fantastic results on the south, and yet the stock price is lower than what it was before they started drilling. And that's simply because we went from the market being super, super happy and excited to being super, super retarded. And the other day I saw something on Twitter that some guy sold half of his position in Oracle because he's frustrated that even though there's huge improvements on the company fundamentally, the stock is down, it's not moving. And that's what makes investing so difficult, is because you have Mr. Market as one of the variable, and you have situations where the stock might be going up while there's no fundamental improvements in the company, just because the market is happy. And that's what was happening in 2021, and people were very happy about their performance. They thought they were geniuses. And now it's the opposite. No matter what the companies do, how much they improve, the stock prices don't move. So they get frustrated, exhausted. And that's why the stock market investing it doesn't matter how smart you are, doesn't matter how high of a IQ you have, doesn't matter how much due diligence you do. It's it's not for everybody, and it's those that can take the frustration, those that can, take the pain, are usually the ones that do the best. And it has nothing to do with how smart they are. It has more to do with how much tolerance for pain they have. So anyway, Aduro 52-week high. I still think you haven't seen anything yet. And if you haven't taken a look at Aduro, well, you will be kicking yourself in the, you're kicking yourself in the foot, and you will be regretting that you didn't take a look at it. Now, notice that I'm saying, I'm not telling you to buy Aduro. I'm telling you to look at it. Because if you truly look at it, you'll see, wow.